Hello and welcome to Benocam. We are back mine exploring again today, and we are down west, so we're right down towards Land's End near St Just, and we are having a look at a few coastal mines down here which we have never actually looked at before. Got Eric with me today.
How you doing?
And this should be an interesting little explore. So these are the old spoil tips here we're walking through. This is all waste material which has been hauled out of these mine shafts and scattered all around this headland. And you're about to see some lovely capped mine shafts and mine shafts which have been made safe. And hopefully we can find one or two which we can still get some access to. It looks like this one's got a wall and a fence. That's always good news. A wall and a fence, oh, and a bar to rig off as well. Look. Let's go have a look down. Yeah. Well, the bar is rather suspicious, isn't it?
Yeah. Very rotten.
Well, we may have been a bit premature on that one.
Not very deep?
Nah, not very deep, that one. This is how deep it is. Are you ready?
Oh, nice.
Nah, we won't be doing that. But that's I'd say a full 3 meters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. On to the next. Done a lovely job of capping this one. Look at this. Let's jump up, have a look down. Oh my goodness, that looks deep. Long way down to the sea level from here, so I'd imagine that would be a fair old drop. Right, now this mine shaft right here, this is the shaft that there's a really cool old photo actually showing that top being built. I think there's a photo of it showing it completely exposed as well, so we know that there is access to this one because I've actually seen photos of this one from underneath looking up. Now this is roughly that angle that that old photograph is taken at. You can see there the mine shaft, and then in the old photo you can actually see the start of the ladderway, which is approximately here somewhere. So we're going to go and have a look at that and see if we can find that same angle that the other photo was taken of, looking back towards the ladders. Well, Eric, what do you reckon to it? Yeah? There's a little way down.
Too many nuts and bolts I'll do on that one.
So this is an absolute monster mine shaft, this one. Oh wow, look at this. So there's definitely a lot of daylight down there. And yeah, that's not actually that far down at all. I think we'll probably be able to absail over the cliff here and access that. Oh crikey, yeah. That would be the hole in then. I don't think it's going to be too much of a mystery the way in for this one. The sea is looking particularly angry today, so I don't think we want to be down too near the high tide mark. I think we're going to end up getting very wet and looking a bit on the rough side. Well, it must be safe to go down because they've taken the orange fencing down, haven't they? So we reckon it's about right here, which is what they call the zone, which was where the wooden ladders went right to the bottom of that. And it just goes to show just how unbelievably mental they were years ago. But yeah, so that really old photo shows a guy on a ladder right here. And those guys, they were some boys, they were back then. That takes a bit of doing to do that on wooden ladders of unknown strength down there. That's the kind of thing I wouldn't mind doing on two decent ropes on a nice day, but yeah, that took a fair bit of doing, especially for the money that they would have earned doing that. Absolutely crazy. In that photo it really didn't look that far up, but you you come here and you look over the cliff like that, it almost takes your breath away. It's quite a scary place. Certainly not somewhere you would want to fall. I think for today we're going to have a go at that one over there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out on that headland there, which is, I'm pretty sure on those rocks is where the photographer took that really old photo of the guys on the ladder. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Massively recommend not doing this. So that was where that ladderway was, and I think that the old mine entrance was actually where I'm pointing there, where that little tuft of grass was, which doesn't look like it's still there, but there's definitely a hole, and I can see some timber work there, and that's the big hole. So I think it's worth going down there and having a look. But yeah, I don't think there's much point in going any further along this slippery path of death, because that is an enormous drop right there. Now, I'm not really in the mood for swimming today, especially in that sea.
A bit more scrambling on the headland, and I finally managed to find the spot where the photographs were taken around the early 1900s, which show the ladders leading into the adit below. The photos even capture a small group of miners on the ladders, who seem to look incredibly comfortable perched on the side of such an unstable and exposed cliff.
This is a beautiful section of coastline right here, but this goes to show just how unbelievably dangerous these cliffs are. Can you see how undermined that little bit of cliff is right here? So you could very easily either walk this path or go to the edge to try and look down, and you can just imagine that whole bit of grassy headland just letting rip, and you'll end up down there wondering why you went to the edge so much to have a little look. Bit like what I did just a minute ago, but you know. Looks like Eric's set some ropes up. What are we looking like, Eric?
Ready to go, mate.
Oh, beauty. Yeah, I think we've anchored off the grill. Gonna put some protectors on the corner, and then we're gonna go down this grass bank here, right here, and we're gonna go into that massive hole down there. Never done this one before, never actually spoken to anyone who's done it before, so it's one of those ones that we could find anything. Could go to absolutely nothing, could go to a massive explorable mine. We just don't know.
No idea.
And that's why we're here. Have one last look down there. It's a fair way down actually.
Have you ever looked down that one above?
You can also see from this angle that little path that I just walked down there a minute ago, where I said one slip and you're gone. That's that little bit there. So yeah, a very exposed place this. You definitely get that fear of exposure is all around you because there's just such an enormous drop. Yeah, I think we're going to kit up now and drop this rope, see where it goes.
Make a trip.
Don't go swimming.
I'll try not to. I haven't got a dry suit on today.
A damp suit.
Yeah, my damp suit.
Well, at least we can see the rope goes to the bottom. That's always a good thing. It looks a bit more sheer than that actually.
Yeah, it is where you are coming from now.
Oh wow, that's a big hole, isn't it? Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's a big old hole. Wow. Well, we are at the bottom of the big pit and we are just looking into where the shaft used to be. Unfortunately, it looks like the entire thing has run in and I don't think we're going to be able to access any of the old workings here, but still pretty awesome to look at.
Wow, look at that.
This seems to lead into a massive place where the shaft used to be. So that's looking right up through. And yeah, you can see there's actually a worked stope right here. And you can see all the old timber work still that would have been to the size of the shaft. How awesome is that? All the old timber work still in place. And it's possible beyond that there is actually some workings we could get in. That's looking right up through. And yeah, unfortunately, the shaft at this point has completely and utterly been backfilled. I would say, looking at it from here, that's where we've just come down. I would have said that there would have been wood up this side as well to match that side. And I think that all of that wooden side and all the material behind it has all slid in and just completely blocked the shaft, unfortunately. So there's nowhere else further to go down into this one. The only possibility that we've got is that when we look back up there, there is a hole up there. So I think what we're going to do is Eric's going to go up and actually going to lower a rope down from the top. And I might just climb up this wall here and have a look in that to see if there is any way of getting into that stoping, because that would be awesome if they could. I love as well this wall, just look at all the little pockets of all the, you can see where the timbers would have slotted in. All these little pockets have been cut in so that they could slot the end of timber in to support various things. And I also love the way that that wall is just, it's just on a concrete foundation just in the middle of nowhere. The whole thing is just totally all been built up to mark the shaft, but really for no real reason other than just to mark it. Not sure how much of a blockage this is we're stood on. It's always a little bit of a worry when you're kind of stood on just a load of rubble and wood. But if I just turn my light on, down here, look, you can see that it does continue on a little bit in that direction. So there are some voids underneath all this lot. This could be a giant void underneath, which is just held up by a load of rotten timber, just waiting for someone's body weight to appear. Oh, and look at that, look, as if by magic a rope from above appears. So Eric's going to make that rope off, and I'm just going to have a go at climbing just up to that little ledge there to see if we can get into any of the workings and whether or not it goes anywhere. A very, very brave person could probably attempt to climb all these little handhelds, but seeing as we've got extra rope, we may as well throw a rope down and do it safely. This isn't the kind of place to hurt yourself. There's another little void in there, look. Can you see in? So there's definitely some voids in line with where the stoping used to be.
Is it your fault to control what it should be?
That's why it's such good safety line, see? Right. Right, just climbed part way up this shaft just to see if this hole in the stoping did go. And unfortunately it doesn't seem to. I'll just poke the camera in to show you. But it's very nice just dangling around here in the shaft, chilling out, admiring the view. And yeah, just push the camera in the stoping so you can see what I mean. So this is where we were hoping it may have actually gone.
That was from below.
That's alright then. So yeah. So there is a bit of a hole there, which does go a certain way, but goes to a rather nasty collapse. It's possible you're able to dig that, and that may very well go into some workings, but quite a lot of effort to do that. Eric about to make his ascent back up to the top. Doesn't look too bad from here. It looked worse looking down in, I think. When you're down there it doesn't look that bad. It's only really this little bottom section which is sheer, and then it goes up there. That's it. You can really see here as well with these little pockets I was on about with the timbers. Let's see how they go up through. I think there was an entire wall of timber on both sides of this shaft to protect it, and all those timbers have gone, and this whole side, including where we're stood, I think this whole lot has slipped into the shaft. Well, at the very least we've appreciated a bit of lovely granite stonework no one ever gets to see. Lovely bit of stonework.
Lovely bit of stonework, Matt.
Right, I think that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. That is the mine workings to the north of the Botallack set of workings. And yeah, a bit of a shame they didn't go, but some of these places you just have to try. As I said, I've never seen any videos or anything of anyone online having a go at them, so I'm sure many people have walked past that on the footpath and wondered if it goes. So at least that's answered that question. And yeah, thank you to Eric for coming along.
No worries.
Good little adventure that, and we will catch you again soon for more mine exploring videos.